Previously on air, Create-ors hustle.
I can't eat exposure. Ugh. To our sponsors for the video below. And let's go. So here are 5 tips to leveraging exposure and get you paid eventually. Shem, how do I milk something that has nothing? The answer to that is that you always can create something out of nothing. And here are some things that you can try. Ooh, these are the Milkies, where we did that thing.
It's the Create-ors hustle, Milky edition.
Milky 1, get the photographer in. Better yet, if the event has a photographer, make sure that they agree to give you some shots of your live set. Photos of live gigs are super useful on socials and work great in an EPK. If the event doesn't have a photographer, get someone in. One way or another, work it into your agreement. But if you're going to be performing and get some goodwill out of it, at least get a couple of good shots and take it, it will be worth it. Good shots, take it, it will be worth it. Milky 2. Interviews and more interviews. Events evolve marketing, and if you're gigging free, you can insist that the organizer tap into their networks to arrange interviews for you and help market not only the event, but yourself as well. This is especially a useful tactic if you have poor networks within the media and want to develop those. Basically, you can attend the interview, after which you can exchange details with the podcaster, blogger, radio host, or whoever to build a direct connection for the next time you'd like an interview or to just punt your next single. Worthwhile charity gigs often carry a lot of weight, so combine an interview with the notion that you're playing a gig that can lead to increased legitimacy, which is a great thing for an artist looking to establish themselves. Milky 3. Investigate opportunities. We've discussed this briefly, but one thing that artists, especially new artists, don't do well is communicate with one another to pool resources and create something that is bigger than the sum of its parts. A lot can happen backstage, such as arranging a tour, agreeing to join a joint recording session, or even a collaboration. Sitting back before and after your gig gets the performance done, but leads to little benefit to you on the sides of that. Engage with those around, feel out whether there's space for collaboration. More importantly, if you're opening for a big artist, create a bit of hype for them on stage. Hope that they caught that bit of your set and then approach them, and if they're approachable enough, that is, to ask them for some tips at the end of the night. You never know what can come out of that. Some massive artists have been the force that have borne out even bigger artists years later. So I think Pennywise was the reason Blink became huge, so it always helps to give them a leg up because they can give you a massive boost up later. Milky number 4, drive your following. Organic social media following is difficult to achieve, but one of the best times to capture it is when you're still fresh in the minds of the audience. It may be stale to say something like, if you liked our set, follow us on @ whatever your band's name is, listen to my music on Spotify, blah, blah, blah. But it works. If you're less than humble and slightly more awesome, you could even write a song about why people should follow you and close your set with it. Basically, you can be as creative as possible as long as there's some sort of call to action somewhere in your set to push your social and screaming numbers. Milky number 5, play in a way that people will want to pay to see you again. It's very tempting to give less than 100% to a gig you're not being paid for. We get that. We all get it. When I do pro bono work, I sometimes struggle to put all of myself into it, but at the end of the day, it's still my work and a reflection of who I am. Similarly, whenever you're on stage, it's a reflection of you. So no proviso being displayed on the stage saying the artist is not being paid is there, and the people assembled only care about the entertainment value you provide. It's soul-destroying working for nothing, which is why it should be limited, but we all have to do it in some way, shape or form. So rather do it well and get as much as you can out of it than do it poorly and damage your brand. There are stacks of artists out there who'd be willing to gig for free. The sad reality is that you're kind of disposable in that way. So if you're gigging at 50%, no one will take notice. But if you put on an awesome show, not only does it up your chances of being booked or followed by somebody else, it also gives you something tangible to demand more from next event. So in other words, if you do well, you can ask for more money later. And finally, bonus tip number 5. follow the chatter. After the show, check social media for any tags, posts about the performance, and if somebody influential is posting things about you, reach out, do something awesome with it. Social media is a powerful tool of wielding good talk about you, and wielding it properly can be a great turnaround for a free gig, turning it into something massive and worthwhile. That's it for this episode of The Creator's Hustle. If you liked the video and found it useful, I'm not bothered about asking you to subscribe, ring bells, or tell YouTube it's great. Just share it with your muso friends who might find it useful too. Let us know what else we should do with it in the comments below. And